Damn, what is up with the squad? It's Cess, your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies in the building. Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It should be morning where everybody, I think. Could be some afternoon, evening. I don't know where you're tuning in from, but hello to you. What's good? Appreciate you pulling up with me. Hit the like and the share. They both right there. 5 y'all. Push share it in the chat. Push this out. My apologies. I had to push this thing back for an hour. I had to push this thing back an hour, man. Still working through getting my back and everything back together. So appreciate y'all patience with me with that. Then we got SEC action going on. So we got all media stuff going on SEC action. So Don gonna talk at about 12. So I'm sure I'll be back to talk about what I've seen. So Coach Yo gonna talk. Coach, let me see, because the schedule is out. What's going on with y'all? Y'all let me know how y'all doing today. We're gonna be just checking in every morning again now that college hoops is getting ready to get back in action. UConn played last night. How y'all feel about that? But I also just want to talk about, like, the WNBA finals just ended, right? Matt Exodus, lots of players. Brian was good. Lots of players, headed to the airports. Some is by choice, some is for economics. But I want to talk WNBA salary cap. It sits around $1.5 million per team, with the supermax at $249,244. Meanwhile, in the EuroLeague, turkey bags, they can net $400,000 to $1 million range, plus housing in the car. Now, I think if WNBA get housing in the car too. One day closer to college hoops. Yes, we are. One day closer to college hoops. We're on a 10-day countdown. Big Grits Kids. Yeah, listen, pray for 21, play for 21. Next woman up. Chlorilla. Yo, shoot that bitch. Shoot that bitch. Shoot that bitch, kids. She'll be back. She'll be back and better. I thought I had seen the last of Ashlyn and Chloe in a 1-2 in Gamecock uniforms. I mean, listen. We very well could see that again if they're both healthy in the same season. I'm not sure how serious her injury was or how long she'll be out. But looking forward to that. Hate that she went down for sure. But let's talk about it. Misamin, Jonquel Jones, all of them, they headed out of town, aren't they? Gabby Williams, Julie Allemon. An 11-year, $2.2 billion media rights deal lands in 2026. And that's where the stare down is. It's CBA time. It's CBA time. That's going to be the biggest news in the WNBA going from here until they play basketball again. It's going to be the WNBPA versus the brass, the WNBA brass. What do y'all think about the $850,000 supermax that they floated? $850,000 to $1 million. I mean, I don't think it. $850,000 supermax would mean, like, I guess that would be like Asia top tier players make about $850,000 to $1 million a year. And I know some people are gonna be like, "Yo, that's a move up, Cess," but is it really? Yeah, I think they deserve way more, Brian Lewis. So I got that on my mind, I want to know what y'all think about that. But I also want to know what y'all think about how the transfer portal is shaking up recruiting. Because I know everybody was like, "Yo, what we gonna do in 2026? We got Kelsey coming in. We don't have a lot of other recruits that have committed." And then I realized, like, yo, if you're at like a mid-major and you average like 13 points per game at a lower tier, one of them type of schools, shit, you could level up immediately to one of these like power, I'm gonna call them 6 schools, and change your tax bracket and your draft stock. And I think that's kind of where schools are moving to, international, but also kind of like shopping in the mid-majors versus trying to go and get a whole number 1 recruiting class like what LSU did. I think the CAA specifically in the Big South, right, have become kind of like a vetting ground. Ball out, get posted up. Purdue, William and Mary, Boston College. I don't know. Where we see it? Where we see this stuff? Where do we see this stuff heading? And how is NIL changing that? The power conferences come through the mid majors, and I mean they just rate them to get breakout stars to fill out their benches. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. What's going on? Groovy, what's up? Frank Wright, yeah. B Will, what's good? What's good? Molly Brandon, what's happening? What's happening? Okay, so y'all do agree that the WNBA deserves more. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to not support the WNBA until they pay the players what they deserve? Like, how many people are really ready to be like, yo, I'm not rocking with the dub. No games, no merch, no watching on TV, no streaming, no none of that. If it's not the players that we know and love being paid with their work. Mondo, what's happening, fam? Did you send me my email? Unfortunately, yes. Wait, unfortunately, yes. What? Okay, Mondo, good. I can't wait to get you up here. Set numbers don't impress me. 3 W players need the W players need their fair revenue share. Yeah, so I guess the WNBA would have an opportunity to bring in like what they call them replacement players. Okay. Set numbers don't impress me. The W players need fair revenue share. I got you. You won't watch. Okay. I mean, and I don't think that that's an unfortunate thing. I think that that's what we want. I think we want to be like, yo, we're not tuning in. We're not supporting. We can't support those things until they get paid what their due. What they're due. And I think what they're due is, I don't know. I would like to see supermax somewhere around 2 million. But that's just me. But then I don't know how many supermax contracts could they have per team. And I don't even know if it's so much the supermax that I'm interested in as much as it is making sure that they get 48 to 50% of all 10 streams of basketball related income, and then figure out your money from there. Just get them 50% of what they're supposed to get, and then go from there. Yo, mama, what's good, fam? Good morning. Good morning. Y'all let me know too in the chat. Who's going to the parade? Anybody going to the Las Vegas Aces parade? Anybody going to the Aces parade? Y'all let me know. Tell me if I'm crazy, but with all this, I think WNBA fans should boycott the NBA also. Talk to me about that. So it's weird. It's weird. Because it's weird in this. I don't find a lot of people here I should say a lot of people in the chat. What's up, MJ? I don't find a lot of people in the chat that actually still really watch NBA basketball like I do. Like, I'm a Warriors fan. I tune in, I watch Steph, I see what we're doing. I've watched the NBA my whole life. So much of, like, I don't know, my life, family interaction, and everything was built around sports. So NFL, NBA, college sports. Not so much soccer, nothing like that. Baseball, nothing like that. But talk to me about why you feel like the boycott the NBA too. Let's have a conversation. They should definitely get paid for their jerseys. The money teams are making. Let's do a $7 to $10 million team salary cap. Superman, I like it. Seem like they should be able to afford it. I mean, listen, but the Valks came in. What were they? Was it $50 million buy-in? What are their valued at? $550 million valuation now? I like a $7 to $10 million team salary cap. But okay, so let me ask you this: if they go to if they move to a $7 to $10 million salary cap, do you think that they should? Because it's my understanding now that they give them like a stipend for their transportation or something, and then they get someplace to stay. I don't know if it's the best place to stay, but they get some place to stay. So if they go to the $7 to $10 million team salary cap, do you think they should stop providing the housing during the season? And do you think that the salary should be based on where teams are located? Because the cost of living in San Francisco is way different than the cost of living in Indiana. So how does that work? Does that factor in at all, or just hey, like you make the money you make and you figure it out, get it how you live? Is it get it how you live kind of energy, Brian Lewis? Okay, let me know. You kind of look pretty decent the other night, Mondo. Decent, you know. They look like a team knocking. They look like a championship team knocking off the rust. I see where they're headed. I see where they're headed. I see the vision. I see Sarah Strong at three, at the three. I see the vision shape coming into form. I definitely see that. Yeah, I don't know, and then I don't even know. I'm asking about the cost of living being factored in. Do they factor in cost of living in the NBA? I don't know. Yeah, New York City's expensive too. Chicago too, from what I understand. So I would think like if I'm looking at the WNBA as currently constructed, right? I would think New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Chicago are probably the most expensive cities to live in. Of the 13. I don't know. How expensive is DC? Keeping the housing stipend. It's the easiest way to factor in the cost of living. I like that. Good morning. WNBA players need to get paid just as much as the NBA players. They bring a fan base. The money they are making off these ladies, put it in their pockets. Okay, so Yolanda Wells, okay, here, let me say this. I don't agree. Okay, here, let me say this. I do not agree that A'ja Wilson should have the same type of contract that a LeBron James or a Steph Curry has. I don't agree that dollar for dollar they should have the same money. I don't agree there. What I do agree is that they should have the same. They have the right to the same cut of the basketball related income that they generate that the male players also get. So the male players get 50% of all 10 streams of basketball related income that they generate. The women should get 50% of the 10 streams of basketball related income that they generate. There's no way in the world that I'm saying that the WNBA should walk out and start paying $250, $300 million contracts to individual players. I don't think that the as much money as I think they make, I don't think that they're at a sustainable place to be able to pay that type of money to players. But they should absolutely get the exact same percentage of the revenue that they generate, like the men. So where the men get 50% off of every jersey they sell, so should the women. If the men getting 50% off the hot dogs, so should the women. If they getting 50% off parking, so should the women. If they getting 50% off the TV, so should the women. If they getting 50% off the gate, so should the women. You see what I'm saying? That's my thing. If they getting 50% of the marketing dollars, so should the women. That's where I'm at with it. And that's the piece. That's the piece that I hope that these women stay in the fight for to get. And don't leave the table until all the I's are dotted and the T's is crossed. We ain't leave. Don't leave no TBDs. It shouldn't be no TBDs in the contract when it's all said and done, we sign our name, no TBDs. See, yeah, 9% of 3 to 4 streams of the 10 streams. And I'm hearing in some places, MJ, it's being reported that that's even dipped down to like 7% of the 10 streams. And it's not of 3 or the 4 of the 10 streams, actually, like you're saying. DC is expensive. Okay. So DC would also be one of the markets. And I don't know. I have no idea if NBA players get a housing stipend. I have no idea. No, with that said, since they don't open the books, we don't know how much of a discrepancy the revenue is. Okay. I don't agree either, but I agree with you on that, Cess. But I also agree the WNBA needs better medical trainers and facilities. It ain't just the WNBA. All of them. I'm disgusted. I am absolutely disgusted with the level of medical and training staffs in these games at all levels. On all levels. I'm in 2025. Why are players still carrying players off the field? How the hell do we have medical staff and then the players are checking on them first and then seeing you okay, you good? Let me check you out. You all right? Try to stand up. No. Okay, you sit down. And then they wave like for the trainer to come. What the hell is that? I mean, really, how many times in the season does a trainer really got to get up off the bench? Not that many. Earn your money. But also have the proper tools and resources necessary to be able to help these players. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell Kelsey Mitchell played basketball until her wheels fell off. Nobody knew. Nobody knew that she was thirsty. God damn it. I mean, I'm just saying. Nobody was like, hey, Kelsey, we played 4 extra games this season. We played 3 first round games. We're going into 5 second round games. So now we're potentially looking at 12 more games than you even played in the WNBA season. Maybe get a Pedialyte, Gatorade, anything? No. What is everybody doing? Meanwhile, in Unrivaled, they had these ladies running around with a little thing hooked up to them, watching everything their body was doing on every game they played. But the WNBA can't afford to do that. See, the bullshit for me with the WNBA is this. Half of the stuff that y'all need, y'all wouldn't even really have to pay for if y'all partner with people and then market it back. How beautiful would that be? To have whatever that tracking device was that Unrivaled used on all of the women. Did y'all see them bring the little MRI thing, the little beep machine? Everybody could go right out there and get their whole body scanned. And then they watched it for the whole season and gave them feedback on where their body was at. How to rest, how to reset, how to take care of your bodies. It couldn't have cost that much. And it means more for those companies for you to be able to say that you partner with them. It might cost less if you say official partner of. Official partner of the WNBA. And then put their names on the floors, on the jerseys. Nah, they didn't get compensated no more. 4 more games. And then they was like, you know what? We're going to extend the playoffs too. That's like you having a 5-day-a-week job and then somebody they just show them and be like, you know what, MJ, we'll see you on Saturday, but we ain't cashing you out for that day. Sharecropping in jerseys. And then think about the bonuses that these women got. I think Asia left with the biggest bonus of the playoff, $35,000. In a league that just turned down a $400 million buy-in? So, what happened with, I don't know who y'all talking about, Satu. The way they drug Satu off, at least pick both her legs up or something. I mean, then you took her the long way. It wasn't even a direct path to the tunnel. They had to take her around, behind the chairs, down the tunnel. That's crazy. Kelsey Mitchell, they bought the stretcher out. She didn't want the stretcher. I think they said Kelsey ended up sitting in a wheelchair when she got back. I don't even know if she can get a Honda now. Not with that. But half of this stuff is collaboration and marketing. Half of this stuff is just how you build partnerships. It don't have to be expensive. But it has to be intentional. It has to be deliberate. It has to make sense. But that's one loophole that's in the NBA, whereas the players only get a playoff share and not full salary in the playoffs, which the owners a ton of money off of. Oh yeah. So the NBA, the budget is the budget through 82 games. Now you get into the playoffs, that's when you really start making the money. That's why the home games get important, because that's where you really start making your money. But then it goes back to how now that we know that that's how you make your money. Now, how do you share that back with your team? All right, look at Mark Davis. He was courtside, all white. Hey, they was at the Raider game next day. Hey, he was hugging. Hey, they taken care of. I don't even know if Mark had to come out any more money, but guess what? The city came up off $200,000 for every one of the ladies. Partnerships. We got to stop acting like these deals ain't getting made out here on the golf course and get out here and make these deals. Kathy got to get out the way. That's it. Kathy got to get out the way. Oh, this old regime got to get out the way. People that's trying to get to the money got to get in here. Angel getting ready to be the first WNBA player to walk in a Victoria's Secret show. Ain't no Victoria's Secret partnerships available. I'm just saying. And I think it's actually distributed as an endorsement. Not sure what the $100,000 is for, but whatever it is, it's the ownership decision, in my opinion. Well, it comes from the city. The city gave them that as a thank you, or bring all of the business that they bring to the city. Being one of the Aces. Did the Aces get a championship before the Knights? The league is making money when you buy in for $50 million, worth now $500 million. The league is making money when they can say, we straight on your $400 million. We're gonna see what else we can do. Charter flights for the players and other WNBA teams that didn't have that much money were very upset about it, so they had to stop doing it. Man, that's ridiculous, though. That's ridiculous. What airline doesn't want to be the official partner of the WNBA? Who don't want that exclusivity? Who don't want that access right now? Y'all not marketing. They not marketing their business right. They not trying to build partnerships. They steady saying what they can't do. Katie Abrahamson Henderson. I can't never say her name all the way right. Katie K-A-H. Katie Abrahamson Henderson is talking right now for University of Georgia on SEC Media Day. If anybody is waiting for the ladies to talk. But here's the thing. Charter flights shouldn't have been an issue. Like, when you start a league, you just know that you need charter flights. Duh. Make it make sense. And then some of these teams have jets. See, here's the thing. Where the WNBA messed up is they didn't set any standards for coming into the league. Just if you had the money, you could come. You didn't need a plane, train, bus, automobile. You didn't need a facility. You didn't need you didn't need pre-game meals. You didn't need uniforms. You didn't need nothing. If you had the money, you could get in here. They was like, oh, we got your money. Now figure it out. Oh, y'all over at the Y? We'll pull up over there. They need to set a standard. You need to have these type of trainers, this type of facility, this type of meal plan, this type of housing. All of those things. Before you can even put our brand, before you can even be a part of our brand, you have to meet these requirements. They ain't setting no requirements. They ain't set no requirements. According to some of the new fans, that was only because of Clark that they had private jets, even though back in the day they had private jets and charter flights. I mean, yeah. So listen, it's documented. Go back. The charter flight started when Kathy got here, and she started the charter flights in the playoffs, and then she extended it to like back-to-back games out of town or something. Like, it's been in the works for a minute. But I'm really interested in this 2026 mega class, right? Because we got a lot of unrestricted free agents, right? Asia, Stewie, Chelsea, 21 of the 24 All-Stars hitting unrestricted free agency by design. Where do those players go? Because I think they end up kind of right. I think we get a run back of this season, y'all. I was thinking it was going to be a lot of movement, but now that I'm seeing how this CBA fight looks like it's going to break out, because I don't expect a deal in the next 17 days. I just don't expect a deal in 17 days. Not where we was at. Not with the way the players were looking. I don't expect a deal in the next 17 days. Real talk. Airlines have raised their profits on certain occasions because of strikes, plane repairs, etc., etc. Yeah. And that too. But here's the thing. It doesn't even have to be a major airline as much as it can be one of these more sub-private type airlines. I don't even know if she brought them or if her narrative brought them. I don't know, man. I don't know. So MJ, what do you think the answer is? Hold on 1 second, y'all. So okay, listen. The new fans, I can't even say the new fans is very annoying. They got really quiet. Like they weren't a factor as the season got really good. They weren't a factor. I don't know. Do you think that jumps back up next season? So like it's hard for me to accept them even coming back and making a lot of noise after what we saw this season, MJ. If the deal doesn't work out in 17 days, are the players going on strike or waiting for a better deal? I think we're moving into a lockout. I expected a lockout like 45 days ago. I expected a lockout in 60 days, like 45 days ago. So I'm expecting a lockout. Like Political Lil said, this thing could end up in court. The WNBA needs to have like a G League for the young ladies who doesn't make it. So I was talking about that yesterday. That's kind of what it looks like that Upshot and Cheryl Miller and her partners over at this new Upshot League that's going to be starting in May of 2026. It looks like that's what they're going to be doing. And so it looks like their plan, the Upshot plan is to build a league out of the players that don't get drafted in to the WNBA. Like it's supposed to be kind of like a G League, a place for them to still develop, coaches, general managers, everybody, right? But what's interesting is that for when they're planning on starting in May 2026, the WNBA could be deep in a lockout. And as of right now, the WNBA, I believe, has pushed back everything as far as like expansion draft, regular draft, everything until a CBA deal is done. So I just wonder if they will be able to if they'll be able to actually bring in, if they'll be able to if they're gonna actually bring in like more of the WNBA top tier talent, You know, where you see some of the players that were supposed to go number 1 through 10 in the WNBA draft maybe play an upshot while they wait to see if the WNBA looks like. It's gonna be a weird time in basketball. Like that's why I really enjoyed thoroughly the finals, because I don't know when we see those players take the floor again. I don't expect to see them back in May 2026 like business as usual without a big battle. The fact that they're going to be about to add another 30 to 40 jobs in the WNBA in the next 3 to 4 years is a good thing too. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. I don't care nothing about you adding 30 to 40 jobs if you ain't going to take care of the people. So if we're not talking about like retirement, if we're not talking about like some kind of 401k, if we're not talking about medical benefits that extend beyond their basketball career, if we're not talking about that type of stuff in this CBA, I don't give a goddamn what jobs you answer, you add. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me if you keep adding sharecropping and jersey type positions. What's up, Key? Like I would prepare to, I would prefer, I should say that they hold. I would prefer to, I would prefer that they hold on adding any other jobs until they fix these jobs that they got wrong. I wish I could give you a good answer, but until they open the books, we're just speculating right now. We really don't know how much the owners have been gouging the players over these years. They claim poverty. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We're gonna see. You know, Nafisa went and sat down with Kamala Harris. Does that mean that they're gonna open up the books now? 35 in the chat, y'all. Hit the like and the share. They both right there for me. Hit the like and the share. They both right there. You guys know the owners claimed property with NBA several times before CBA negotiations, mostly from the smaller teams in expansion, but still. Yeah, I don't. I believe if they were losing, they would have been open to book. Man, the books would have been transparent. They were still claiming poverty and opening up expansion teams like Miami Heat, Charlotte Hornets. Yeah. But we seen that play. That's why you can't let it go. We seen that play already. Okay, I gotta make sure. Everybody know what time Big Drip talk today, right? Let me go back. I don't want to miss. I want to make sure I don't miss this conversation, because I think Drip talked today, but not the ladies, not the team. Is that right? Is that how it's going? All right, so Coach Yo gonna talk at 12:20, and then look like Drip talk at 12:50. I'm probably gonna listen to Shay Ralph talk too. Shay Ralph talk at she right talking at 11:35. Big Drip talk at 12:50. 12:50. If y'all want to watch that in the living room, if y'all want to watch that together in the living room, let me know. We could cut that. We could cut the we can go from we can go from Coach Yo on. Yeah, I'll turn it on. Yeah. Might as well watch it as a family. Might as well watch it as a family. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what she got to say. And that's SEC Media Day we talking about, y'all. SEC Media Day. So Drip gonna talk at 12:50. Kathy look crazy out there giving out awards and getting booed. I've been horsing around. Wasn't it horrible? Whoo, whoo, that was some heat. That's how I know they're ready to. That's how I know the ladies are ready to. I think dig in and make it happen. I mean, I think we in for a long fight. It's gonna be a long battle, and I'm ready to support the ladies fully. That's what I'm thinking. especially when you think about especially when you think about some of these ladies left. They played in the WNBA this season. They made, I don't know, anywhere from 75 to, let's say, 75 to $250,000, right? They left right out of there to go to jobs that are paying them between $400,000 to $1,000,000 plus the housing and the car. Like, the WNBA they have to do better. They have to do better. And I think their thing was like, well, we'll just double up on what the EuroLeague is doing and try $850,000 supermax. That's still a slap in the face for all of the money that you're making. Political Lil told y'all it cost her $22 for a hot dog. And what did she have? A Coca-Cola or something for a hot dog? Let alone you gonna get a jersey at the game? Some of them funny little glasses or something? Pretzel? Beer? Shot? Any of that? Yeah, it was $20 to park your car. RB Blue, Ruby Blue. What's going on? I believe with the TV deal they just signed, the network will put pressure on the owners. No, I don't believe the pressure. I don't believe the network will put pressure on the owners. I don't think they care. As long as they ads get run, I don't think they care. I think they all in it together. See, because the truth of the matter is, if you really want to know, the what I guess I would call it I ain't even gonna say the salary cap. I'm gonna say pretty much the starting pay is being set by the shoe companies. Think about the money they're giving these young kids in high school, college now coming in. You got to be able to beat that money. You got to be able to match that type of money. These kids is coming in with they coming in with $1 million in the bank already. Some of them are going to come in with a couple million times over in the bank if they didn't move their money right. Some of these kids make $750 $1 million a year just off NIL and revenue sharing collectives. I don't think the networks care at all because it's sharecropping in jerseys. The networks don't give a damn. Unless it's about commercials not being able to be ran. So the only time the networks don't get involved is when the games stop. The only time the games stop is when the players put that pressure on them and take their leverage. And they got to take the leverage right now. Can't sign another deal. Okay, if they strike. Yeah, okay, we on the same page. Yeah, we on the same page. Let's be real, though. That TV contract, is big as it is and as accomplished as it is, covers the working expenses for the WNBA by far, including the salary cap of all the teams currently. Man, stop playing. Dwayne Wade, he funded the WNBA about 3, 4, 5 seasons over with his $85 million. They big could have. It's not about money. It's not about the TV. They didn't need the TV money. It's 13 teams. The salary cap is at like $2 million. We talking about $26 million to pay these players that they pay these players with. Oh, no merchandising, no shoes. The reevaluation of not only the new teams but the existing teams just went through the roof. What the hell is the WNBA spending the money on to be broke? Year after year after year, they line in their pockets. Hashtag respect her name. I said respect her name. Hashtag respect her game. Push that out there. And international players is coming over here at 19. I ain't even gonna say coming over here, getting drafted as early as 19, holding a spot in the league, and not even coming over to play, staying back to play for their other job. Why is that allowed? Asian fees should have been had their own signature shoe. Okay, wait a minute. See, here we go. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. Going into 2026, I'm really pushing back on this narrative. There's no Asia and Fee. They're not the same. Okay, I don't know if Fee should have had a signature shoe. What has she done? She has a Defensive Player of the Year trophy that I don't even believe that she earned. Is she a good player? Absolutely. Signature shoe? I don't know. But I'm pushing back. Every time I hear Asian Fee, I'm saying they're not the same. They're not the same. Asia got her signature collection. She handled it how she wanted. But yeah, they're not the same. And what I'm championing about Fee for, it ain't her basketball resume. It just ain't that. And I know that they got Nafisa as the favorite to win MVP next year. They got the Lynx as the favorite to win it all next year, and it'll all end the same. Asia. So I don't know if he should have had her own signature shoe. I don't know. I think that so here's my thing about the signature shoe thing. I don't get why more shoe companies just don't give out more shoes. First of all, you can get custom shoes now, right? So they're able to customize shoes. So to me, if I'm a shoe company, I'm gonna sell shoes regionally. Okay, hey man, who I got down here? Rakia. I'm selling the Rakias in the LA region area. I put out 100 limited edition, whatever that is. And then after that, if you want it, then you got to pay for it. But now I got a limited edition shoe. I've tied myself back to the WNBA. I've tied myself to a player, and then we can grow as a brand together. That ain't costing them that much money. Not in today's day and age. Not in today's day of AI and cloud and technology and all that. It ain't claymation and all that. It ain't costing that much. They so focused on little money, they can't see the big picture. I regionalize all this shit. Everybody have a shoe. Rakia, how many followers you got? A million to whatever. How many? Okay, yeah, I got 1,000 limited edition Rakias I'm putting out. Do that around an event. Do something back in the community. Man, it's too easy to do. They make it. They act like it's hard. It ain't. It ain't. It ain't. But before I get ready to get out of here and get ready to go watch the rest of this SEC stuff, I appreciate y'all pulling up for this. This is good. Get your basketball juices flowing. Pause in the morning conversation. But I want to talk. I want to go back to recruiting, NIL, and the money that. Let me see. Angel's changing the game with the things she's doing. From what you mean, Brian Lewis? Let me know from what standpoint. I want to go back and talk about recruiting a little bit. And if y'all think NIL is going to really push, and MJ, you in here now, I really want to know what you think too. If you think the way NIL is going to push college teams to go look for low risk plug and play transfers over the highly touted recruits. Like I think UConn's focus, it seems like, is like proven vets and international. We went and got Kelsey, but I think Don is gonna get into the portal. So I don't know if we look for another transfer outside of Kelsey. Maybe Special K, like maybe 2 to 3 commits at the most, and then the portal. I think we move more towards the portal, where traditionally you know I think schools were trying to get 4+ high school commits for 4-year development. I don't know if that's the plan no more. Especially because these title windows, hey man, they only open they short. I don't know. It also made me think that we could be seeing the ending of women's basketball as we know it. Especially if they change the age and the rule about going to the WNBA. But the portal is definitely equity if you use it right. What we got coming up here? Oh, I think Shay Ralph getting ready to talk. Yeah. I can't wait. I hope she talk about. I want to hear what Shay Ralph got to say about ADR. That's the one I'm excited about. Del Rosario. Yeah, already y'all know how I feel about no breaks Blakes. This Del Rosario, I want to hear from Shay Ralph about. I want to know how you using Del Rosario. What is Del Rosario looking like? Who the hell? Does anybody know? Yeah, Vandy's next. Do anybody know who Vandy brought with them? Who's Vandy's folks they brought? Is ADR one of the people coming? Brian, I think you might have left out. I was asking you what you meant about Angel changing the game with the things she's doing. Because I think they're holding Angel back. They won't even let Angel change the damn game with the things she's doing. She's trying to change the game, but they fight so hard against that shit, it don't make no sense. They fight so hard against everything Angel try to bring. Like the share, they both right there. Good morning. What's up, fam? What's up here? Just getting my basketball conversation going for the day. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to move into the living room to watch SEC tip off. We got Shay Ralph coming up, then Coach Yo, then Big Drip. We'll watch them back to back to back. But I do got I think we still got the Kai Copper breakdown coming up. I gotta check with Prince on that. And me and Political got a show coming up. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And of course the CC show later on today. But I'll be back to talk SEC tip off after I hear what Big Drip and everybody have to say later on today, like a Gamecock short check in. But I'm gonna get ready to get out of here now so we can get in the living room, we get comfortable for these coaches to talk. I appreciate y'all pulling up, man, getting the day started. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Stay tuned. Talk soon. Let's talk sports.